Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today I am shopping my stash for products I have never used before, meaning I've bought them but then never used them. This is actually the third installment in this series. I'll leave the other videos linked in the cards if you're interested in seeing them, but if you're interested in seeing how I got this kind of more neutral look today, we've got high-end brands, we've got mid-tier brands, we've got indie brands. Keep on watching. Before we get too far into the video, if you haven't already, please consider clicking that subscribe button. I upload twice a week. It's totally free. Subscribe, and I would love to have you back again on the channel. All right, let's go ahead and get into these products and see what's good and what's not good. All right, so I'm starting with, I know, you've all probably heard of and tried it by now. I never said these were new releases. This is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I have never tried it. I got a little one. I don't know if this was a Sephora sample or an Ipsy thing. I don't remember. But I just got a little one to try of it. And I've never tried the e.l.f. one or anything. In my hand, it straight up feels like hair gel. So I'm just going to put that all over the face. This feels thick. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to like this. It really does feel like I guess almost like aloe maybe would be, other than hair gel, like the closest thing, like if you get a sunburn and you put on like a really good thick layer of aloe vera. Okay, I'm just gonna give that a little minute. Next up I'm gonna apply from Lancome, the Teint Idole Ultra Wear Care and Glow. Says it's sunscreen, but it's a up to 24-hour healthy glow skincare foundation. Won't be wearing it that long to know. It says 3 out of 4 coverage, so I'm interested because it says a skincare foundation. I don't know if it's going to be kind of serum-y or what the deal is going to be. It is saying, like, for sunscreen use, it's got SPF 27, which not enough, at least for me personally. This is in shade 120N, Care and Glow. I usually don't go for a glowy foundation, but I was actually sent this from Influencer and Lancome. I looked it up on Ulta, and it's somewhere around the tune of $50 for a foundation, which is not in my budget, but they sent it to me, so of course I'm going to try it since they sent it to me. I'm not seeing too many, like, claims on this, but I think, like, on the box itself, but I believe it's supposed to be, like it says, a like glowy kind of finish, not necessarily dewy, but I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Zendaya's on the promo stuff, so I do like the fact that it's a pump. Can't stand, I've been using my Wet n Wild lately, and I cannot stand it when, I mean, at least this kind of has an applicator, but even that is not great. But even the Wet n Wild component is better than, like, the Maybelline Fit Me. Like, there's just nothing, you just have to pour it out onto your hand. I cannot stand that. So at least I will say this has a pump included in it, and it's not like the stinking MAC one where they're like, oh, buy it separately, you know, like, come on, if we're already paying this much for it, like, can we just include it at that point, please? So I'm just putting a little bit on my finger. I think the primer's dried by now, so I'm just gonna dot it everywhere. I read on Ulta's website kind of the description, and it said that this was a medium buildable coverage. Definitely fragrance to it right off the bat to let you guys know. Hopefully that dissipates because it is a little rose smelling, which is not my favorite. Lately, you guys probably have noticed if you've been watching my videos, I've been into applying my foundation with a brush. I tend to go through phases. Sometimes I like sponges. Right now, I really like just kind of like a flat kabuki brush. This one is from Laura Lee Los Angeles. It's the L11. Her new brush set looks really, really pretty, but frankly, I don't need it. Like, I want it because they're different shapes than the one I have, and I love her brushes. I use a ton of them. I think my Luxie 504 and my eyeshadow brushes are like the only ones that I don't use that are hers. But, you know, we're trying to be good and not buy stuff right now. Hence the Shop My Stash video. Since, you know, I own all the stuff that I haven't even used a single time yet. So why go buy more? It's just unnecessary. Okay, so that blended out well. I definitely think it's lighter coverage. I don't even know that I would say medium because I definitely see some spots. It says medium buildable, so let's just take, you know, a little half a pump maybe and put it on some of my redder or more problem areas and see what we can see. Like, is it gonna actually build? Because I think we all know by now, just because a product claims it does something does not mean 100% of the time that it actually does that claim. Okay, so it definitely did build a little bit, but you certainly can't say this is any more than like maybe a medium, Stay away if you're looking for full coverage, but I will say with someone with combination skin, and maybe it's because I used it with that primer, I don't really know a lot about the primer, but it doesn't seem overly dewy, which as someone with combination skin, I am usually concerned when something says like glowy or heaven forbid dewy that I'm gonna look really oily. Right now I don't, but it will powder a little in the T-zone just to help some. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Cafe Marc Jacobs Extra Shot Caffeine Concealer and Foundation. So you could use this as a 2-in-1, I guess. I am not. I got this from TJ Maxx. So this is Conceal and Perfect Caffeine Infused Creamy Full Coverage, and looks like this. I got mine in shade Light. So we're gonna put, that's a big doe applicator. I'm gonna put just a little bit in here. Maybe highlight a little. This says light, but it's not like, honestly, it's not like super brightening or light. It's pretty darn close to my skin tone shade, so this isn't necessarily a super highlighting shade for me. But that's okay, because sometimes I don't want to highlight and I want something that's more of my skin tone so I can actually conceal blemishes a little bit better. So we'll see how this does. But I was really curious when it first came out. Again, Marc Jacobs, that price point is just, it's not in my lifestyle. So I came to TJ Maxx for $12.99. I was like, here's my chance. I'm going to try it now. So we'll see what it does. It says it's caffeine infused, creamy, full coverage. So maybe I can get away with some light coverage other places on the face with the Lancome if we can at least get the full coverage in the areas that need it. While that's sitting, I'm gonna go ahead and prime my lids because I don't have a new eyeshadow primer. I've been milking this little Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion for its little last leg of its life. I mean, I'm like squeezing the tube just to like try to dunk in and get anything. This thing has been on its last leg for a while, but you know, she just keeps giving, so we're gonna keep using it till it's out. Eyeshadow primer is one of the few categories I don't have an issue with. Like, I don't know, I just don't keep buying them. I usually do only have a couple on hand, and I do already have a backup of a different eyeshadow primer for when that's out. So nothing exciting here, people, but I just mention it late in the video so you know that I do always prime my lids. Okay, this has been sitting a minute, this concealer, so I'm going to go in with my Laura Lee Los Angeles. This is the L24 brush. I like this one for concealer. I like this kind of shape for that. And we're just going to see. Now, the issue with stuff that says, you know, creamy and full coverage is it going to be like drying and or cakey looking? Alright, so first impressions on that, it's fine. I don't hate it. It doesn't look super drying. I probably could have prepped my under eyes, like moisturized them a little bit more. It does look just a little bit like my textures emphasized under there, but it's nothing bad. I will say, since it is like creamier, I'm probably gonna have to set it with powder so it doesn't crease. But even where I placed it here, it covered up my little acne I had, and that's not too visible. And I don't see any extra texture in there, so that's good. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't have a ton of darkness, honestly. I feel lucky in that sense under my eyes to begin with. So what do you guys think? Can you tell a difference between when I put concealer on and when I just had that foundation, or does it look pretty much the same to you? So next up, we're gonna go into the Lunar Beauty Outer Dimension Face Palette. I've had this a while and I haven't used it. And there was some controversy around this release, right? You guys remember with the shades and the range in this? So the packaging is obviously a 10 out of 10, but how is the product? That's what we need to know. If you didn't know, here's what she looks like. She's got some different bronzing and setting powders. So we're gonna use this for both of those things. I'm gonna take, speaking of my Luxie 504, and I'm gonna guess maybe Bronze Sky for me right now. I'm a little paler, more close to my like winter shade currently, so we'll just guess. Yeah, that's showing up okay. And we'll put a little bit of that just where I normally put like bronzer on the perimeter of the face and everything. Give me some color here. I did dip a little bit into Tan Sky too. I feel like this is more of a contour and this is more of a bronzer, so I did a little dip of both to get what you're seeing here. But that looks okay. Like, it showed up. I wouldn't say it's extremely like smoothing, but it definitely doesn't emphasize texture either. So I don't know, it might just be about longevity for this one, but I'm not mad at it. I think it looks okay. Definitely brings me, you know, little dimension. That's the whole point of it for me. My face is like, I feel like kind of long, so I feel like that helps, I don't know, accentuate my cheekbones maybe a little bit, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. I'm gonna take my, where are you, my Midas Cosmetics brush here. I like this one for setting. It's the 1130. I don't know if they have these brushes anymore. They're kind of selling everything off because they're rebranding. And I'm gonna use, I think, Bright Sky, this lightest one, to set the concealer. That powder, I think, did add some coverage, and that might have made it like slightly more cakey looking, so some setting spray later can help probably bring that back to life, no problem. But just so you know, the setting powders, I think they do add a little bit of coverage, almost like a powder foundation, honestly. I kind of wonder how these would be for a powder foundation. Maybe one day I will try that, but for now, we're gonna move on. All right, we're gonna do blush next, and I'm gonna use this from Anastasia Beverly Hills, another TJ Maxx item, y'all. If there's anything mid to high end in my collection, you can almost guarantee I did not pay full price for it. So this one is one of their blush trios. This is in shade Pool Party. It has Blank, Pageant, and Cash in it. Something like that. Just a little trio, nothing crazy. And I'm actually gonna go for the middle kind of like pinkier color and do that with that same Luxie 504 brush that I used for the bronzer slash contour shades in the Outer Dimensions palette. Ooh, you know, I don't think I have ever tried an ABH blush, to be honest. I've tried their eyeshadows. Have I tried anything other than their eyeshadows? Maybe a liquid lip or something? I feel like no. I didn't get into their like glitters or anything that they used to have. But this is nice. I feel like blush is pretty easy though, right? Like, it's kind of hard to mess up blush unless you're like, hello, where's the pigmentation? Which there's plenty of pigmentation on this. Looks really nice. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I feel like it's one of those, like, as long as you're fine with the colors, you can't really go wrong too bad. And this has 3 shades in it, and I got it from TJ Maxx for $12.99, so I felt like that wasn't that bad, like, per shade. So this isn't new. I don't have a new setting spray, but I'm gonna use a little bit of my BH Cosmetics Paradise Refresh. This is the refreshing spray face mist, so I'm feeling dry and cakey right now. Feeling a little more like I can move my face. It was starting to feel a little cement-like, not gonna lie. Okay, so next I'm gonna fill in my brows lightly. I'm not gonna do like the pomade or anything I normally do, but I am gonna try, I've never tried this brand. This is from Groom and Sculpt. Oh, Brow Atelier, that's the name of the brand. Sorry, I thought that the other thing was the name of the brand. So this is Brow Atelier. Definitely got this one in an Ipsy. Their Groom and Sculpt Tinted Brow Gel in shade Chestnut. Now, I love my Benefit Gimme Brow Plus. You can't even see the label on it. It's almost gone, but I'm not gonna repurchase it, at least right now, once it's gone, because I have this from an Ipsy. So, oh, I hope it's not a huge applicator, because I hate it when they're like huge and they make a mess. So, oh, ooh, okay. This is good. Let me show you for comparison. This makes me happy. Okay, so this is the one I'm used to. This is the one I just opened. The one I just opened is actually even tinier than the Benefit one. So I don't know how much this normally costs if I like it, but I'm just going to, that's dark. Okay, Chestnut's a bit deep. Lots of product came off, so I'm gonna spread that between both brows here and try to clean that up a bit because that was more product than I was anticipating, but it is brand new. These things, kind of like mascaras, I think tend to like thicken or dry up a little bit as you use them. Just my personal opinion. That is kind of a deep color though. I don't know if I would go quite that deep. This applicator also, it feels very scratchy. It's not comfortable, honestly. Ooh, I do not see this replacing my Benefit Gimme Brow Plus, personally. All right, and then this is a hot absolute mess, as you can see. It looks ridiculous, so I'm gonna take my Laura Lee L29 and try to scrape off this like excess up here that is looking crazy. Yeah, I don't know, maybe that's a product I can use like in the tail of it, but I don't think that was very good for the front part of it. And I still think they look a little deep and dark for what I'm used to. In the Benefit one, I usually use shade 3. And like I said, this is shade Chestnut, so it'll look better once we have eyeshadow and everything on. Like, it's doable, but I don't see this replacing it or being a favorite. It's just gonna be a like, I'll use it because I have it and then never buy it again product, which honestly, that happens more often than you would think in my collection, at least. I don't know about you. Okay, so for eyeshadow, we're going into Sydney Grace. I purchased this Z palette with these shadows. This is the like In Memory of Mel bundle of singles you could buy from Sydney Grace. This is her take on the Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette. I don't own any Natasha Denona. I've never tried that brand, but I do know from Mel's collab with this brand that I like Sydney Grace. And I liked the color story of the Natasha Denona, but I know that a portion of what I spent on these went to Mel's family, so I decided to go that route, and I haven't played with it yet. So I'm gonna take my Morphe M441, and I'm gonna start by going in with San Jose is the name of the single. It's just this like lighter matte right here. I'm just gonna put that in the crease just to start as a transition shade. Ooh, these mattes do have a bit more kick up than I remember. But maybe the formula honestly could be a little bit different, I guess, in the Mel collab, because that's the only eyeshadows I've ever tried from Sydney Grace are in that Tiny Marvels palette. I have not played with that in a while. I should bring that out. Do you guys have that palette? It's really quite lovely. Okay, so now I'm going to take a JS6 brush and I'm going to go into Relax, which is, it's just a deeper kind of like a gray toned. Here, let me get my finger out of the way for you. It's this one right here. It's kind of like I said, it's gray, but it might have like little olivey undertone to it almost. And I am definitely being careful and tapping off the excess since I already did my base. Sorry if things slightly shifted there. My memory card was full, of course. I was literally just thinking this morning, like, oh, it's probably getting close to full, but you know, it'll be fine. Anyway, I'm gonna take my Laura Lee Los Angeles. This is my L27, and I'm gonna go just keeping it simple today with one shimmer, and it's this one called Blush right here. If you really wanted these to pop even more, you could definitely use some sort of glitter primer, but I just want it more like soft today personally. And then I will use, you guessed it, if you've been around for a while, my Storybook Cosmetics angled liner brush, and I'm just going to do a brown liner with shade Beyond, this nice chocolatey matte brown right here. And there is the simple little neutral eye look here. Really, really liking these symbols so far. Obviously, I didn't use a ton. You know what? Just to say we used another one. Refer, this is a number 3. I'm gonna go in with this really like icy white looking one that is called, ooh, Green Mist. So maybe it'll be green in the inner corner. That might be a fun pop of color there. Yeah, it's got like a little bit of a minty hint to it, but it's mostly just white and like a brightening inner corner shade. I'm pretty sure you can still get this bundle on Sydney Grace if you're interested. I'm not 100% sure though. All right, for mascara, I'm gonna use from, this says Kat Von D, which tells you how old this is because they've gone through how many different name brands now. But I got this in a FabFitFun unboxing. I will leave the playlist of those unboxings if you're interested in seeing it. But this is the Go Big or Go Home volumizing mascara. Not something I ever would have chosen myself. It's huge packaging, but we got it in a subscription box. So here's the wand. Again, not a new product by any means, but it's in my collection, and I kind of like doing these videos every once in a while because I start feeling a little stale with my makeup, but I'm also trying not to spend money and to use up things I have. So it's nice to go through and like feel like I'm using and getting new makeup when I just have it and haven't used it. Okay, first coat, it's looking okay. Let's see how much we can build and layer this up though. It separates quite nicely, which is what I personally like in a mascara because I feel like pretty nice lashes. Oh my gosh, you guys, I forgot to curl my lashes. I always curl my lashes, I forgot to. But you know what, this is like kind of, I don't know if my lashes are just having a good day or if it's kind of helping to curl them, but it's looking nice. What do you guys think of this mascara? Can you see it? I think it looks beautiful. I'm actually really pleased with that. Yeah. I wonder if now that they've like rebranded and are like KVD Beauty or whatever they are now, if they have this in their line. It's volumizing mascara in Trooper Black, which I've tried the Trooper liner before. I think my lashes look gorgeous. All right, we'll take it. For highlighter, we're going into the Michaela Pop 2 highlighter palette. Bought this whole collection, haven't tried a thing in it yet. That's not true. I didn't buy the whole collection. I bought the 2 eyeshadow palettes and the highlighter palette. I didn't get the lip products or the lashes, or were the lashes the first collection? I honestly don't remember. Here's the highlighter assortment if you haven't seen it yet. I think this one might be too dark for me. I don't know, it could be some fun eyeshadow, but I'll definitely be able to use these two. And since we did the pop of green in the inner corner, we'll go for the greenier kind of highlights called Blindin'. And I'm going to use my Kaleidos little more concentrated highlighter brush for this. But I'm going to dip ever so lightly because I just know this is going to be intense. Oh yes, kind of reminds me of the Kaleidos highlighters if I'm being quite honest. Ooh, I love a blinding highlighter, you guys. Oh, I like colored highlighters too a lot. I don't know if you guys like them or if you were looking for something more natural. This isn't for you if you're looking for something more natural, I can tell you that right now. Happy we have this. Don't know why I didn't bring it out earlier. It's gorgeous and beaming and stunning. Oh, okay, I have to stop or I will have an entire green cheek. I promise you that. Now I'm excited to try Starstruck, the blue one in there. That is really nice. Okay, and then I think I'm just gonna finish off with a gloss, you guys. This is from ColourPop and it's a So Glassy lip gloss. I've never tried this formula. I've tried the Luxe glosses. A globby, gloopy, gross mess if you ask me, just my personal opinion. The only ones I think I own are from the Raw Beauty Christie collection because I bought that whole collab collection. But I want to try this. This is in shade Beach Please. And it's like clear with an iridescent purple to it. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's got a little shell on it. And yeah, I've heard Aniela Nikvis say that she likes this formula better, so I wanted to try it. Ooh, it's a nice little like pointed applicator. So on the lips, you can kind of see the like purple sheen, but I think it looks a bit more pink on the lips, which is fine. I don't mind that. I'm going to try not to overdo it because I know with the Luxe formula, that's what happens is it gets too like gloppy. Like you need a very thin layer because of how thick it is, or else you get like the sticky gross on your lips. A little thick too. I'm not seeing the gloopy gloppiness though, so that makes me happy. I still don't know if it's my favorite gloss formula. Do I have a favorite gloss formula? I don't wear a lot of glosses. Honestly, lately I've been wearing Wet n Wild, their Mega Slicks, which has been around for, you know, what, a decade or more. That's what I've been going to, but I don't hate it. It looks okay. It honestly looks kind of clear. I don't think there's that much color to it, even though it looks iridescent here. Maybe over a colored liquid lip, it would look a little bit like giving a little bit more. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of this melt liner in Foxy just to line my lips because they're looking a little, I don't know, pale. I don't know if that really did anything or not, but here we are. Let's talk about the things we just tried. First impressions, you know, I'll keep using this stuff. Usually once I pull stuff from my collection like this, I'll keep testing it to see. The Milk Makeup Primer, the Hydro Grip, like, that seemed pretty nice. It's just a little baby one. I've seen people turn colors and get gross once I open it if they don't use it, so I'll probably be using that soon. I don't have very much of this little K-Boss I've been using anyway. They're both just teensy little ipsy ones, so I'll keep that out and see how it feels, but, you know, the stickiness has gone away. I don't know. I don't have anything bad to say about it. My foundation definitely stuck to it. We'll see about this foundation. Like I said, it does not, even though it says Care and Glow, seem overly like dewy or anything. I did set it pretty good with the Outer Dimensions palette though. Honestly, this is fine. It's Manny, so I was gonna get it. Love the brand, love the packaging. The product's fine. I don't feel like it's anything, honestly, better or worse than other powders and bronzers I've tried, if I'm being honest. Really like the blush. You could definitely get it cheaper, but you know, for $12.99, being more like $4 and some cents per shade, I was more willing to buy that than, you know, for the ABH price. Probably could pass on this too. I don't know. It just wasn't, it's not bad, but it's not anything special. Loved. Only tried one shade, but loved. The eyeshadows, loved. Mascara, loved. The brow, absolutely not. So I would say, you know, if we're pulling a Manny, speaking of, when we say top 3, I would say the eyeshadows, the mascara, and the highlighter. Those are my things that I'm like, yes, love, happy, so glad I got it. The bottoms, the ones I'm like, I don't know about that, would be the brow product. Ew. What else? The concealer, just not really a big fan, and the gloss. Those are probably my bottom 3. Like, I'll use them, they're fine, but and everything else kind of fell in the middle. So yeah, guys, this has been me testing out new products, shopping my stash that I've never tried before. So if you tried any of these products, what do you guys think of them and the brands? What do you think of the look? Just like I said, something a little more neutral today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you want to see this type of video again. I could definitely do it again with all new products I have. An embarrassing amount that I've purchased and not tried. That's why the low buy is happening this year. So, well, let me know in the comments, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye!